Hi, everybody. We're here live at the Stegeman Coliseum. Along with Henry Queen, I'm Jed May, and we're your men's basketball beat reporters for the Red and Black. The Georgia men's basketball team took on Florida here this afternoon, and it looked like the Bulldogs for a while might be able to stage a comeback win for their second SEC victory of the year, but ultimately the Bulldogs came up short in a 62-52 loss to Florida. And coming out of halftime, the Bulldogs trailed by 10 after 20 minutes of play. Came out scorching to start the second half, made 9 of their first 10 shots. I think start 4 of 4 from 3. Take a 5-point lead, and then Henry, in the last 9.5 minutes of this game, seemingly everything fell apart for the Georgia offense, as we've seen so many times this year. What was it that, I guess, caused things to implode for this offense in the second half?
It was the turnovers. They couldn't get enough shots up. Nick Claxton had 2 free throws with about 3 minutes remaining in the second half, and that was like the first time they had points in a good while. So they didn't get enough shots up, and when they did get shots up, they just weren't going in. The turnovers were rampant. They had 20 on the night. And Florida recorded half of their points off of Georgia's turnovers, 28 points in total off of Georgia's turnovers. It just wasn't a good night. And, Crean is rightfully, a little bit sad about that performance on the turnover end.
Yeah, you mentioned not getting enough shots up. The overall shooting percentages, the Bulldogs shoot 39.5%. Not great, probably not good enough to win, but far from the worst shooting percentage they've had. But just, the worst just turnovers seemingly every other possession it seemed like in the second half. And outside of that stretch to start the second half, I think in the first half Georgia shot 6 of 24 for 25%. When you combine that half with the second half against Kentucky, the Bulldogs shot, I think, 21% over the last 40 minutes of play. But, with that being said, they did show in the first part of the second half, this offense has the capability to score points against one of the best defenses in the SEC. So, Henry, my question is, where does this team go from here with, obviously, the vast majority of the SEC schedule coming up, as well as the game with Texas next Saturday?
I think head coach Tom Crean is going to take that first part of the second half and preach to his players, this is what you're capable of, because this is the number one scoring defense in the SEC. They're capable of more, and they don't have that star power that some of these teams have. But next game in Baton Rouge versus LSU, it might be tough. LSU coming into the season probably wouldn't be expected to be, a top-flight SEC team, but right now they are 4-0 in the SEC. So Georgia can still perform well, and they can still take these small stretches and maybe turn them into bigger ones, even against tough competition, because it won't get any easier from here.
Yeah, and that's something Crean mentioned after the game. He said, I don't know that this team is going to play a 40-minute game anytime soon, but they need to play more than 20 or 25 minutes over the course of a game. So we will see if that comes to fruition next Wednesday night in Baton Rouge. The tip-off is at 7 o'clock. So for Henry Queen, I'm Jed May, and we are signing off here from Stegeman Coliseum.